Director at the USOC. Lisa?
Thank you. Perfect. Thank you. Perfect. You're a hard act to follow. Thank you, Jack, and good morning to everyone. I'm honored today to speak on behalf of the United States Olympic Committee at this morning's announcement of our new and exciting partnership with the BMW Group, the USOC, and 4 of our national governing bodies, USA Bobsled and Skeleton, US Speed Skating, USA Swimming, and USA Track and Field. First and foremost, I'd like to thank the BMW Group for its outstanding commitment to the US Olympic and Paralympic teams, as well as the amazing support they are providing to the London 2012 Olympic and Paralympic Games. And it's fitting that we make this announcement today as we are celebrating the 2-year countdown to those very games tomorrow, July 27th. As the USOC's official mobility partner, BMW Group will lend its well-earned reputation for performance and innovation, as well as the invaluable technical expertise that you just saw to the Olympic movement in the United States. Beyond this underlying drive for success, both the BMW Group and the US Olympic movement are associated with one simple word, and that word is joy. It's fitting that BMW Group, a company whose goal it is to enhance the joy of driving, will be assisting our amazing Olympians and Paralympians, the ambassadors of joy for all Americans. And the vitality and value of the joy conveyed through their stories of trumping adversity, pursuing glory and achievement is as strong as ever. And no sports property brings the world together to celebrate humanity and excellence like the Olympic and Paralympic Games. We also have other deep-rooted commonalities: precision, performance, and efficiency. Through the competencies of BMW Group, America's athletes will have the advantage of sharing the company's resources, which include some of the world's leading engineers and technology experts. I'm also honored that the BMW Group will also help us to raise awareness of the Olympic movement by supporting cause-related efforts to raise additional funds to support the training of our Olympic and Paralympic hopefuls. Combined, the support and funding from BMW Group will enable our athletes to train with the most advanced technology available and thereby allow Team USA athletes the ability to reach, maximize, and even surpass their potential. The funding will be dedicated to programs and services that benefit our athletes, including coaching, training facilities, equipment, and sports science. The journey to this stage, however, begins in backyards and community pools. It starts on the sidewalks with running shoes and big ambitions. In America, the pipeline to starting the journey to become an Olympian starts with our national governing bodies. And I'm so proud to say that BMW Group has recognized the importance of our NGBs in helping to develop America's Olympian and Paralympians. We're ecstatic to share this company's commitment with 4 of our NGBs. I'm pleased to acknowledge 2 of these NGBs who are able to be with us today. Our CEOs, Darren Steele of USA Bobsled and Skeleton, and Doug Logan of USA Track and Field. I'd also like to thank the CEOs Mark Greenwald of US Speed Skating and Chuck Wielgus of USA Swimming, who could not join us today, but send their appreciation to the BMW Group and their excitement for this new partnership. These NGBs, with their clear focus on precision, performance, and agility, are terrific matches for the BMW Group and many brands. We are grateful and honored to welcome BMW Group and Mini to the Olympic family, and we look forward to working together in the years ahead. Thank you, BMW Group. Thank you for helping us help our athletes realize the commitment and help them spread the joy that truly is the US Olympic movement to all Americans. It's now my privilege and honor to introduce the most decorated US Winter Olympian with 8 career Olympic medals. Please join me in welcoming Apollo Ono.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, this partnership, I think, signifies not just a change moving forward in a positive direction for a lot of the athletes, but I'm excited specifically not only because of what goes on in between each Olympic Games. You always hear about athletes once every 4 years, and there's a saying in the USOC that we have that basically it's not once every 4 years, it is every day, because athletes are there training every single day. It's day in and day out, and it's the sponsors like BMW Group and others that basically provide the means necessary so we can reach our goals. We can go to the games and provide our best performances. But aside from that, obviously we were one of the NGBs that were going to have direct relationships with the BMW Group, and U.S. Speed Skating and USA Track and Field, bobsled and skeleton, USA Swimming, and all of us are. For me specifically, I'm excited because I know that past the funding, we're going to have access to a wide array of technologies and advancements that we otherwise wouldn't have in the past. Specifically for speed skating, for us, it's all about precision. It's all about efficiency. It's about going fast, basically, being lighter. And aerodynamics is a huge part of that. And although our sport has been here since '88 and officially since '92, sports science has not directly been applied in the ways that I think is possible. And with the way that the sport is changing and the direction that we're going, we need all the help we can get. And what better group to be involved with than the BMW brand? So I'm excited, not only as a current BMW owner, but just in general, because I know the advancements that our sports and our athletes in the United States can take advantage of. And at the end of the day, that's what's most important, so that we can go and best represent our country in the top 1% of all athletes in the world. So thank you for joining us.
Now we're going to open up the floor to some questions. So why don't we take some live here, and then we'll start to take some also from our webcast. So first one.
I own a 7 Series, yeah. It's white.
Okay. Other questions here? Anybody? Oh, right over here.
Yeah, I have to say today we're only talking about our partnership with the USOC and the way in which we're going to be activating it.
Okay, there is a question over here. Why don't we, please, wait for the microphone. So if we can, will you have that back there? All right, sorry.
Hi, Jack. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Jack, I have a question. What sort of marketing opportunities does BMW get from these partnerships? Will you be using some of the athletes in advertising, for instance? And what sort of presence will you have at the venues, at the race venues?
Obviously, we will have a strong on-site presence at the individual race venues. In terms of the way in which we activate with athletes and whatnot, honestly, we're just now announcing the partnership right now. We're really keen on using all of the assets that are made available to us through the USOC and in particular our NGB partners, but we're very much in the formative stages right now, so we're still sorting a lot of that out. But suffice it to say that our commitment to the U.S. Olympic movement is we will define our involvement more by what we do in the years when there are no Olympic Games than necessarily during those actual Olympic Games themselves. Not to say we won't have a strong on-site presence during the Olympics, but I think our area of opportunity is, as Apollo talked about, during that off time, during the training and whatnot.
Okay, I have a question over here.
Apollo, any thoughts on 2014 and what are the odds as they stand right now?
I've been so busy since Vancouver. I haven't even been on the ice since the games. I think Tuesday is my first day on the ice since then. That's actually for another commercial shoot. It's not for training. I'm taking a long break from the sport. I'm 15 years nonstop, and although, first and foremost, I love being an Olympic athlete. I'm very blessed and very honored to go and represent my country and compete and have such great success. At the same time, I'm looking forward to the London Games. I'm looking forward to Sochi. But whether I make a decision to be a competing athlete or not, I haven't made that decision yet.
Let's take one from one of our media joining us on the web here today as well too. And this is a question for Apollo. How much preparation goes into your training for an Olympic Games, and really when do you start to build up that intensity for it?
I think it's a great question. You know, I think a lot of the American public don't realize that it is a 4-year cycle. It's a 4-year preparation period. You know, the games are only once every 4 years, but really the cycle and the training starts now, or even before. So for me, I mean, a typical summer training day would be average of between 8 and 12 hours of training. That's 6 days a week. There is no true off season anymore, and sports has evolved in a way such that the off season is used to get in the best shape possible for when you are actually in season. And that's how I use the training. You know, when I finished the World Championships in March, 2 weeks later I was already in Colorado Springs at high altitude doing my own training. And that was specific for this last year. So the training is very intensive. It's very grueling. And you know, athletes are always looking to take themselves to the next level and improve in some way, shape, or form. So the hunger never stops, and the amount of work never stops either. So we are always in that relentless pursuit of excellence.
Question over here.
Jax, Trip Mickle with Sports Business Journal again. There have been some stories in the auto press about using the Olympics to activate the megacity. Could you talk a little bit about that, and will you use the USOC partnership to do that as well?
For those that aren't aware, he's asking specifically about BMW Group will be introducing an all-electric vehicle in 2013 that will be a new way of sustainable mobility. And we definitely are going to be looking to all of our different platforms on how we launch that vehicle. Honestly, though, because it's not coming to market until 2013, and we're very much in the early stages here, we haven't sorted out how we might do that. But would we? I think it makes perfect sense. I think if you look at the partnership that the BMW brand has with the London Games, we're not only the mobility partner, but we're the sustainability partner as well. So I think you could see us expanding that type of commitment to the U.S. team as well, and that certainly would fit in nicely with our all-electric vehicle.
Okay. Question back here.
Yeah. Is there any pushback from the Home Office on a German company supporting American athletes and an American team?
No, not at all. Actually, as I said at the outset, part of the company's ethos is to really become part of the fabric of the culture and the markets in which we sell our cars. So actually, we've had an Olympic partnership before in 1996. It was tremendously successful for us, and we're actually really thrilled to be able to do it again.
Okay. We have no more questions on the web. Does anybody else have any questions here? One more for the web? Okay, let's grab that one now. Okay, for Apollo, what do you think its synergy between the U.S. Olympic, what do you think is the synergy between the U.S. Olympic team and BMW? And what do you see as being the common values between these two entities?
Well, I think it's pretty easy to tell. Me coming from a sport that revolves around speed, dynamics, efficiency, fast aerodynamics, everything involved, I think, with the BMW group. And you know, the USOC and the Olympic Games in general, what the symbolism is of the games, and the faster, higher, stronger, the coming together to compete under one place at one time. And you know, speaking of joy, I mean, that's what the Olympic Games is about. Anyone who's seen the games has seen all the emotions run just wild at the games. And for me specifically, in my past Olympic experience, I was smiling from start till finish, which is what an Olympic Games should be about, regardless of result, regardless of finish, because it is a very special event and it is the pinnacle of all competitions. So I think the synergy makes perfect sense. I really do. And specifically for short track speed skating, even better sense.
Great, good. Okay. With that, we're going to do just two more quick things here today. First of all, I want to make one last announcement, and that is we're going to do something also special tomorrow morning all across America to celebrate this partnership.